pretty.
I just wanted to look really pretty for everybody today.
Don't we all? We recording. We are recording.
Recording.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to ChallengeXpress, the chew to the chew. And we're back. We're here talking about Total Madness, obviously. You're joined by the Valentines. I am Tom, joined by my co-host, Nicole. Hey, Nicole.
Hey.
And yeah, we're going to recap episode 10. Yeah. Where do we start?
Wait, do I even... Yeah. I don't even have my notebook.
Yeah, are you ready to talk about the most important elimination in the past, I don't know, 3-4 years, probably more?
Hey.
Oh, hey, I was just talking to nobody. What's up?
Don't worry, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, are you? Oh, man. So, I mean, the episode was, not too action-packed just because of the huge moments that were in it.
Yeah, also the daily challenge was...
trivia.
Yeah. So...
Yep, I definitely got my fill from watching TJ laugh all episode.
Yeah, there were some good laughs this episode. No, overall, though, like, between the daily challenge and the elimination, neither of them were really, like, exciting and action and, like, competition. Like, there wasn't, visually, it was a little bit...
Yeah, the daily challenge was super laid back. Like you said. Elimination, it wasn't hands-on your opponent, so... Again, a little laid back, but obviously the people inside of the elimination made it very tense, and there was a lot on the line. There was so much on the line, which we'll get to. Like, so much more than that, than just this one season and that one elimination.
Like 10 years.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But let's gradually go into that. Like we said, not much went on. We had the challenge. We might as well go right into the challenge, because that's kind of what the episode did.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, Nani is, like, a common thread throughout this is Nani is saying that she's better without Jenna and Kayla. I don't know. I
don't know, and I don't really care.
I don't care either, and she's still nasally, and I'm just like...
Yeah, I'm like, no way you're running a final that blocked up, Nani.
Yeah, that check, like, I don't know. But, yeah. Then it goes right into the daily challenge. Thrown off.
Yeah, daily challenge, thrown off, yes. So there's a girl's seat and a guy's seat. Pretty straightforward. You begin by standing on these missiles above water. One thing I did like about this trivia challenge is it did require a level of endurance, or, just... Grip, endurance, just patience, I guess.
I think it was really just patience and grip. Like...
Yeah.
And obviously knowledge.
Yes, which we saw some knowledge. We saw some smart brains. We saw some not so smart brains. But yeah, TJ asks you a question. If you're wrong, you get a strike, which brings you a jolt down. So you have to try to hold on, which I like that as well. It's not like you could lose on one strike, not just getting to two.
But
so that's interesting.
People did lose on one strike. I think only 3 people were able to handle the first drop.
Yeah. I don't get the volume. Okay. So yeah, if you get your answer right, you get to strike somebody else. Similar to some of the trivia challenges we've been seeing in the past.
Yeah.
2 strikes, you're out unless you fall on the first strike. So yeah, highlights from this daily challenge. We saw the girls' heat went first. Some of them were struggling to even hang on.
My favorite part of the girls' heat was clearly D. Lower the platform! Lower the platform!
My favorite part was TJ laughing at D for screaming and panicking. But we have to, is there a group similar to the flat earthers? Is there a group of conspiracists that believe elephants lay eggs? I have never come
Who said
across somebody who thought an elephant laid an egg.
Nani said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yo, never ever in my life has that even run through my mind.
I think I'm all right. This might be too broad of a statement, but I'm almost positive that all animals on four legs give live births.
Okay.
Like deer, cheetah, elephants, rhinos. Like they give dogs, cats. They give live birth.
Okay. I like your little cheat sheet there.
I mean, I don't know. It's just like that would be my go-to, and then birds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
She got it right. I mean, she guessed, and she was surprised she got it right, which was sad. But
like amphibians, like okay, eggs, but like an elephant is definitely.
like she made it sound like she heard from other people that elephants, no, the smallest eggs they lay. No, small eggs. You know.
The only reason she got it right is because she thought that elephants laid the smallest egg.
Right. Yeah.
Not that they.
So much was wrong with that question and the answer. The answer. But she got it right, so I guess not much wrong. I was almost wondering if like production set her up to sound dumb.
If they said, "Do you think elephants lay the smallest or the biggest?" They could have said that. I don't know, but still, like I would have been like neither.
Oh yeah. Jenny gets her question right, and Miss Nice Jenny doesn't want to strike anybody, so she's like, "Oh, Casey will probably be able to hold on. I'll give it to Casey."
Yeah, that was kind of cute. Like,
yeah.
Casey did not. Casey got 2 X's. She was able to
hold on, and then we got a little backstory from her. She's played 9 years as a wide receiver in women's football, so that grip must be tight.
I'm happy I have her on my team. I'm excited.
Yeah, and when I heard that, I was just like, we need to see Casey in a pole wrestle.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine like Casey Jenny. I might even pick Casey. Especially after what we saw from Jenny and her like physical prowess against Tori, how she kind of like laid down. Like she needs to prove to me that she can get down and dirty before I'm picking like her over.
Muscle, but can she put it to work? Like, I mean, I don't know. I have faith in her, but her against Casey, that'd be close.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we definitely got to go over worst fall. Dumbest answer had to be the eggs.
And then Josh with the fall.
Yeah, Josh was the worst / best fall, depending on how you look at it.
All the girls laughing at him was. It was mean, but it was funny.
Even falls clumsy.
Oh, TJ was cracking up too.
Yeah. What else went on?
Oh, Nelson. Well, I like this because I have a 50-50 chance.
And again, the worst part is he couldn't even do the math after the producer was like, "What if there's 3 answers?"
They were like, "There's 3," and then he was like, "I'm not that good at math." I'm like,
yeah.
You have to know that. Like, come on, man.
It needs to be common sense. Like,
do you think sometimes he hands it up for the camera?
Oh.
No?
Not at all. Not at all. I think this is the most genuine Nelson.
Yeah, between Nelson
doesn't know how to be fake.
No, and same with like Jenna. Nelson is the boy version of Jenna. Right?
Jenna's won a trivia challenge before. Don't underestimate Jenna.
Oh no, she said some dumb things.
Oh yeah, it's what would an ultimatum was one of them.
Everything pretty much that comes out of her mouth.
She was like detonate. She was like, "We're gonna detonate a bomb."
Yeah. All right, so then we go into bananas.
Yeah, D wins. Smart brain alert. Good for D. For the female heat. And then for the guys, go ahead.
No, bananas. Who has the most World Cup soccer titles?
D, your mother. TJ's mother has the most World Cup titles.
And then we have TJ cracking up again, saying,
I thought he was pissed though, because it went to commercial break and he was like, not funny.
He's like, my mom never even played soccer.
TJ was on one. This is his episode.
How about Rogan? Please, please. I love Burger King. Please.
Yeah. Do you like $5,000, Rogan? Because guess
No.
not.
I love how TJ was like, "This goes to show, like you."
Yeah, TJ killed it. TJ was like fool. He was like, and that's it. You
Yep.
don't get anything else.
Yep. Never.
Corey had a slip up. Pretty bad. Record for fastest mile ever run. A 4:59, B 3:43, C 1:09. He picks A 4:59. He could probably get close to that. So you got to think like the fastest of all time is probably not 5 minutes.
Tessie made that comment, but to be honest, I probably would.
Okay.
I probably would have picked 4, just because I don't pay attention to like track and like the Olympic track. Like I don't know, and I run a lot, but my fastest mile is like 10 minutes. Like I run a lot.
You're a special case. I don't know what to tell you.
So in my head, I was like, well, if I really pushed it, I could probably get like 9.
No, you could get better.
No.
I mean, I know I was young, but in middle school, I used to run like an 8 something, and I never trained or anything. So I would like, even like for that knowledge, I would be like, oh, someone who trains to run a mile like the fastest they can would be better than 5 minutes.
I honestly would have picked 4.
All right.
Maybe I'm an idiot.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you decide, listeners.
Yeah, comment. What do you think?
Tell us in the comments if you think we're idiots.
I'll put a comment. Yes. Yes, Nicole, you are.
Yeah, we talked about Nelson, talked about Bananas. So what about Bananas' thought process for throwing himself, throwing the challenge and obviously having the intention of being the House nomination?
Yeah, I totally understand why Wes was annoyed. I think Bananas is very smart. And I think Bananas thought that, hey, if I get the House vote, now he's basically was just thinking about himself. He was like, he was like thinking about himself, but he also was thinking about how do I get a Red Skull before Wes? And he knew that if he threw himself in, he's like, oh, my friends are in the tribunal. They'll give me somebody easy. And Wes will be forced to just let me go in and get this. And I don't think Bananas thought that Wes would go in.
No, I don't think he personally, I don't think he necessarily wanted to get a Red Skull before Wes. I really do think Bananas was genuine in the alliance and friendship, although I do think, obviously he didn't know Wes was going to win. He already threw the challenge, and then he still had to make the decision of if he's going to be the House nomination, and he saw Wes in the tribunal. Rogan obviously isn't going to go in, so he's like,
I think that's messed up. He should have let Wes is in the tribunal. He knew Wes would put himself in to try to get it. So like he should. He basically was forcing Wes's hand by.
Yeah. He basically put it like a chess trap, like checkmate. Like you can't move until I move.
Yes, 100%, 100%, and he knows it. They both know it. Like. Even though I was like, no, man. Like, yeah, you did. That's exactly what you did.
Yeah, like, you have all day to think, Bananas. We know you're thinking of every possible way. So, yeah, that's the end of the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, Bananas obviously saw every avenue in which could have, taken place. But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean... That was something.
Yeah. But we'll get to it. Rogan's smart. You know that?
Rogan is smart?
Rogan's smart. Rogan's going to be a force to be reckoned with. He's decent at puzzles. I mean, he got every question right.
Yeah.
He individually eliminates Swaggy with 2 strikes, making an enemy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Rogan, he's got potential.
yeah, I'm pretty high on Rogan. High stocks on Rogan. I
Rogan,
got Rogan or Joss.
Joss? You're
Josh?
asking
Yeah,
Rogan or
which one? Rogan or Joss?
Rogan
Yeah? Okay.
all day or day.
All day or day. So yeah, the final two were Rogan and West. Like you said, Rogan made a deal with West to get into the tribunal if he dropped. But little did he know, him dropping means losing 5K.
Damn.
So yeah, Burger King coming in clutch.
Burger King, it always has an appearance every season.
Yeah. I'm like, why? No, I don't want to see them eat Burger King right now. Hot take, West lost because he had Burger King in the system.
I mean, maybe he should have opted for the Impossible Burger because they definitely, I don't know if you noticed, but like they definitely were like in, Burger King and the Impossible Whopper, and then on the table you could see all the Impossible Whoppers, but none of them were eating them. They were all eating the regular ones. Have you had one?
Yeah, I had one. Tasted good.
Yeah, I thought it was good. If for me though, in general, I think I probably eat fast food like once every 2 years, and
Yeah,
that
really,
was it.
you should probably eat more. Like that's so
I
little.
I never do it, but I really wanted to try it, so I got it, and it was good, but I felt like I was eating fast food.
Right, they're very similar, and yeah, fast food, and it does almost taste like that burger, like that smokiness of a burger.
Yeah, and it definitely was like meaty, and then I was also drunk, and then I woke up the next day, and I'm like, I don't know if I support those decisions I made. It was good, but
That's how it goes when you wake up in the morning after being drunk. So,
I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever.
so yeah, Wes and D are the winners of the trivia challenge. Not too big of a surprise. I mean, D again proving herself. I don't know what else this girl needs to do. She's like the Kara we all wanted.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just own it, Kara. You're a badass. You're good at shit. D owns it.
Well, D does have Kara-like moments of weakness when it comes to men, so.
Yeah, and water. She did not want to drop in that water.
Not this season. No, she did have some jealousy stuff with him this season.
Yeah, in the beginning, briefly, but she seems to have Rogan on a leash, and that's kind of why Rogan is planning her demise next episode. So that's the tribunal. Yeah, Bananas asks the House to vote for him. I don't know what the House is doing, giving him this favor. Since when did the Challenge House like Bananas and are giving him a final?
I think they're almost hoping that he loses, but I don't know. You're right. It's like, don't even give them the opportunity to try to get a red skull. Like, just keep them out of the eliminations, and then they'll.
On 6 of these people.
Yeah, I could not believe when Kyle was like, does anybody want to fight for it? You had, the people with the guys without skulls.
Josh.
Don't even get me started on Josh because she's like, I really don't want to have to go against my friend and send him home.
Like, no, my mental state can take it if Johnny Bananas leaves.
But he was assuming that he would beat him. I'm like,
yeah. And same with Kyle. He's like, imagine facing Bananas in like a pole wrestle or a hall brawl. I don't want to hurt the guy. Like, you'd be surprised in a pole wrestle what Bananas can do. Maybe a hall brawl, yeah.
The fact that Josh, Kyle, Corey, and Swaggy, none of them wanted to fight. Like, none of you.
Bro, it's like 1 or 2 more eliminations. Why are they not like fighting harder to get in these?
Wes obviously was in the tribunal, so there's nothing he has to worry about. But Josh, Kyle, Corey, and Swaggy, like, come on, guys, get your shit together. You clearly don't care that much.
Yeah, I mean, at least 2 of those are not making the final. Are going to be left in the dust, I assume.
Yeah.
Or yeah. But yeah, I mean, even Corey was like, even thinking. We saw Corey like playing out the situation, like, should I do this for you? And all right, but we're on a clean slate, so I'll do this for you.
I know, and I kind of liked I kind of like that moment, but at the same time, I feel like he should have been like, I know we're on a clean slate and you're still my boy, but like, I can't give this to you. You know what I mean? I like that he was calling attention but
Hopefully that favor is repaid. I mean, it was definitely a long-term game for Corey right there. Like, I've been against Johnny Bananas, for what, 5, 6 seasons? All right, fine. I'll give you what you want. Just don't have the whole house go after me next season, pretty much. Yeah, like you said, Josh is really close with Bananas. I guess they're like best friends, or Josh is like in love with Bananas or something.
Probably because Wes is his enemy, and Bananas and Wes have always been enemies. So
he's got to take a side. Yeah. Yeah, the house gives him what he wants. Not a lot went down this episode.
I know. I had like the least amount of notes that I ever have. I mean, now
like half of it is pointless to even bring up.
Yeah, I mean the interrogations. You have Corey, Swaggy, and Kyle come in. I thought it was fun that Wes didn't. He's like, I don't even want to give Josh attention, so let's not even call him.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny. I don't know. And I mean, we can go into the elimination.
We go to the bar. Well, the bar happened, and we had a really good conversation with Bananas and Wes at the bar. So it was like an open, honest conversation, but I could tell in this one-on-one, just like the mental state of both of them were so different. Like Bananas was happy-go-lucky. I know I'm going into elimination. I'm preparing myself. I'm making jokes. I'm smiling. You could see it written all over Wes's face, the type of duress he was under because of the situation Bananas put him into.
Yeah. I feel like
that played in Bananas' favor in the elimination.
I feel like Wes was almost knew that he was going to have to put himself in, because of the opportunity and the point to make and how long it's like been building up. I think in the back of his head, he knew the decision he was going to have to make and put himself in. And I knew that, and you could just tell like he was flustered by it but it's almost like he had already made his decision. He's like, shit, I know I have to go in. Like,
yeah, he already made his decision before Bananas probably nominated himself. So he's like, God damn it. Like, I mentally prepared myself to go in. Now I'm like flip-flopping back and forth, and you could just see it in his face.
And I don't blame Wes because Wes could, Bananas is his friend now, but what are you going to say? Okay, Bananas, you can get it this time and hope that you have a chance. The next time is probably going to be, if not the last, the second to last time. So, like, how do you know you're going to get another chance? So,
and you got in the tribunal. You won the daily challenge. This is your moment to get into the elimination, and Bananas steals it.
Bananas really put him in a shitty position, and but it paid off.
It paid off. That's the challenge. All's fair, love, war, and the challenge.
So, I mean, let's get into Charge the Wall.
Charge the Wall. It's funny. Also, another hot take. Bananas nominating himself, prepared production to, like, set him up with a decent elimination for him. Like, production knew he was going in for how long, so maybe they were like, all right, let's not do a hall brawl for Bananas, or let's not do a puzzle. I don't know if they do that necessarily. I'm just saying that's a possibility.
In my mind, I thought if they knew Wes and Bananas were going to go head-to-head, I would hope that they would have given them something more interesting than this.
Yeah. Maybe they thought Wes wasn't going to do it because the other guys that would have faced Bananas were technically larger than him.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just funny because we know when I just go back to free agents when we knew Bananas was going into the elimination and Jordan was contemplating on throwing himself in. We got to the elimination and it was literally, the episode was called Pride Before the Wall. It was just a wall that you punch and you climb to the top and ring a bell. So it's like production knew Bananas was going to elimination and we get another wall.
Yeah. And Bananas won that one against Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. My only regrets about this episode was the elimination, like that they chose.
The type,
yeah, it was.
Imagine a hall brawl between these two. Like, if it's Wes and Bananas, we could do anything.
Oh my God, it would have been so much, or even a pole wrestle or anything like physical. Like, oh.
Yeah. Like, are we getting I mean, the hall brawl's got to be next or after that.
You know how much I hate when there's any hint of luck in an elimination. And this had more than a hint of luck. It's like, and
let me break it down because it was very similar to the Ashley versus D elimination. Just this one required more endurance, strength maybe, and maybe more time it involved. But so it's called Charge the Wall. There were a huge wall on each side. Hidden inside each of the wall are 3 batteries. You have to break the boxes on the wall to see if there's a battery within the box. That's it. And you gotta find the batteries and hope the boxes you break have the batteries in them. And we eventually saw it was a tight battle. They broke all the boxes and they just had to go back and kind of retrack their steps and find the batteries.
Boring.
Yeah. And Bananas wins 3-2 basically, but it was kind of like 3-1.
It was like 3-1.5, yeah.
Yeah, I mean everything other than the elimination was like interesting to watch, you know. Like after, like there was a very big moment between the two. It was almost a romance.
I know. At one point I was like, just kiss. But prior to that, in the beginning of the elimination, you know, it was kind of cool to see TJ. TJ was like, I've been waiting for the stars to align for this moment. So there was a lot of build up, and it was definitely, you know, made history, challenge history. And then afterwards, the moments after the elimination, like you said, were way more interesting than the elimination itself. Like seeing how, I mean, they were like crying and hugging each other like over and over and over. Like they kept going back. I know. Like, it was emotional. It was crazy. And he's like,
I just want to thank Wes.
He's like, are we still friends? Are we still allies?
He's like, yes. Yes.
And then he goes, are we more than friends?
He's like, yes. I mean, I understand. I mean, 15 years in the making, and it all comes down to this, win or loss. Like, this will change your life. This will change the course of the challenge history. Yes. This will change everything.
So how did they go 15 years without an elimination against each other when they were always rivals?
That's a pretty good point.
That seems crazy.
Yeah, just the circumstance of the challenge. I'm trying to think back to like when they were both on, and they were always going after each other when one had power. So it's like Johnny Bananas won a daily challenge, so he had power. He wasn't going into elimination. Throws Wes in, lines somebody up against him, or Wes wins, puts Bananas.
They were both so good that one of them was probably always safe each time.
Yeah, I think that's most of the time. Yeah.
Damn, but this doesn't mean Bananas is better. It means that Bananas had better luck.
Yeah, but it does wrap a bow on it, you know. Like Bananas has more season wins. Bananas beat him in elimination. You know. I think this really wraps a bow on it. Like you can't even argue anymore.
I don't know about all that. How many?
I do. TJ saying how they're the 2 best players to ever play. Not in the fact that like wins, but just like for the show, they're iconic characters. They're the best. They're the most. They've grown the most, other than like CT maybe.
Yeah, CT would be considered one of the best.
Yeah.
Wait. So how many seasons has Wes won?
2.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about CT? He's like 3, right?
3, but yeah, it took him a while. I mean, we saw Invasion of the Champs was his. Oh no, it was his 2nd.
Jordan is 3.
Jordan is 3 out of like 6 challenges.
So Bananas, wow.
Bananas, like TJ said, his 20th season, 6 wins. So I mean, the ratios, win percentage is getting worse and worse. So he's gotta get one under his belt again.
Because if you look at like Jordan, I don't know, Jordan's ratios, the percent is way better.
Way better, yeah.
Crazy, sad.
Now Bananas has a red skull. Everybody's worst nightmare in this challenge house.
Stupid. They all handed it to him. Well, they didn't hand it to him, but they handed him the opportunity.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. Do you think Bananas is a target in the future? Like, do people want to like take him on because he's smaller to get him out and get a red skull? No. It's crazy because everyone with a red skull is like so low key right now, and normally at this point of the season, people would be trying to get the final threats out.
So I think, in my opinion, what I feel like is happening is the 4 people, or up until now, the 3 guys with red skulls. I think everybody's just like, all right, they have red skulls now. The rest of us, let's try to fight to get ours. Like, instead of wasting skulls on going against them and the chance of them winning again, now we're missing out on skulls. So that the mentality seems to me to be like, all right, they already got the red skulls, now let's all fight for ours, instead of let's try to get them out. Right now we have,
because that takes precedent over, you know, trying to get final threats out. It's like, I need to get in the final before I can get final threats out. There's so many people not in the final right now. It's so confusing.
Yeah. Right now, girls with red skulls, or women with red skulls, Dee, Jenny, Casey, and Nisa. So we have 4, and then 4 guys: Nelson, Fessy, Rogan, and Bananas. I mean,
you got to think 10. Like you said, you were predicting 10. You got to think there's one more.
I think there's 10. So like right now, out of the girls, or women, I don't know. I keep saying girls.
Yeah, why do you say? Who cares?
I don't know, like they're women. I don't know. The girls and the boys. The women, there's Nani, Melissa, Maddie, and Bailey. So out of those 4, who do you think would be most likely to get it? Like, let's say they all challenged each other in elimination, who would come out on top?
Yeah, even Johnny said something like that. He's like, I don't want to go against 4 guys in the end. He said something along the lines like, similar to like a bloodbath, if you remember on Invasions, where the final 4 people just had to like go at it inside this huge elimination, and then they had that 3-way tug of war. So maybe they'll do something like that instead of just knocking off by, you know, one-on-one eliminations.
Well, right now there's 4 guys left and 4 women left. So
that don't have skulls.
Yeah.
So there's 16 people left in the game. 8 people don't have skulls. 8 people do have skulls.
And it's 4 women have skulls, 4 guys have skulls, 4 women don't, 4 guys don't.
Yeah, this couldn't have worked out more perfect for the challenge, I suppose, like for the production, setting this up.
Yeah.
Technically, I mean, it could be anything. It could be one guy has 1 red skull and, you know, 6 girls have red skulls, depending on how the eliminations played out and who went in.
Yeah, but I do think that they catered to even numbers by having double eliminations when they knew they needed them. So,
yeah.
I don't know. But out of those 4 women, Nani, Melissa, Maddie, and Bailey, who do you think out of those 4 would come out on top if they all challenged?
I think Maddie gets in there for sure.
Maddie. And then for the guys, Josh, Kyle, Corey, Swaggy. I would probably say Corey.
Josh, Corey, Kyle. Yeah, Swaggy. I think Swaggy has the potential, but we haven't seen anything. It's like him and his is it girlfriend, or are they husband and wife?
No, they're engaged, because I remember Tori and Jordan were engaged, and then they were engaged.
So yeah, him and his fiance really just seem like they want to avoid every elimination.
I know. I'm like, in my opinion, they're not going to make it to the final. They've had the opportunity to put themselves in, and they haven't.
They've been in good positions in this game with the numbers, and it's really sad if both of them don't even get a chance.
Well, because they both have been in the tribunal, so they could have. So if they don't, it's on them.
They've both been in the tribunal multiple times, too, and in the beginning when there were weak links out there.
Oh. I don't know. That wraps it up.
I feel like there's more to talk about, but there really isn't. Thank you. Let's thank Wes, though, for making that happen. I mean, He nominated himself. Just came out of my control. Sorry. But seriously, that's crazy. Wes would put himself in that position. Bananas even said, "I don't know if I put. That's so much pressure."
In hindsight, I'm sure he regrets it. I think he even said he regretted it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah. Obviously, when you lose, you look back and say, "I messed up."
But if he won, he wouldn't have regretted. Like it's just.
And the elimination type was, had luck based on it as well. So, oh boy. Well, looking forward to Bananas and Wes maybe working together in the future. They seem really close.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wraps it up. Thanks everybody for listening. I know the world has been pretty chaotic, but obviously we support the movement of Black Lives Matter. That shouldn't even need to be said, but for some reason needs to be said. But yeah, we stand with you guys, and that wraps it up. You've been joined by the Valentines and ChallengeXpress, so I hope you enjoyed the recap. But we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.